What's good, everybody? I am Queen Common Sense coming back to you in the wee hours of the morning. I couldn't sleep. I suffer from night terrors off and on, and I just was scrolling as usual through TikTok, and I came across Sholon again, who made another post about his mom Monique's response, and it touched my heart, resonated again with me because, again, as you know, those of you who know me well know that I am a survivor of a narcissistic mother. And the healing process takes time, and sometimes you have to get a refresher on why some people just won't be part of your future, why you cut some people off. And sometimes the hardest thing to do is break up with a family member for your mental health and well being. And I am so very proud of how Shalon came back and provided concrete, s- strong receipts, as he put it, as a reason why he just chooses to move on and let Monique be. Now, everybody knows that Monique did this interview on Club Shay Shay, and her relationship with her oldest son, Shalon, was brought up. And she did a lot of tap dancing, she did a lot of deflection, and then she came online with her daddy, and he did all the talking. And just in my opinion, none of it made sense. It was just a lot of wasted time and a lot of word salad that didn't speak to anything in regards to what Monique has done recently to bridge the gap between her and her oldest son. And it struck a chord with me because most toxic parents like that do that. It's very common, telltale behavior of a narcissistic mother. Um, I absolutely love how well spoken this young man is, how in tune with himself he is, and just how awesome of a father he is. Now, I was listening to it a couple times until episode, which is why he responded the way that he did. And he had to turn around and make another reply. So, in this final reply, Shalon was just like, why are y'all coming for me in the comment section as if I am being irrational in my response to my mother not, because as old people say, if you're going to tell it all. Don't leave bits and pieces out of what happened to make yourself look better or appear like the victim. And my mother is a master at playing the victim. She could do and say some of the most horrendous things about me, to me, about my children, to my children. And it's all because of the lack of control or the lack of the ability to manipulate the situation to where she has the upper hand. And in this case, Monique apparently posted some screenshots of some text messages that were older from a conversation that she had um, surrounding, their relationship and, you know, whatever. And then, you know, by the way that Shalon worded it, other people were involved in this conversation. And then it shed light on, you know, other people that it didn't protect the people's privacy. Everyone was involved in this conversation. It didn't protect their privacy, exposed and them and opened them up to be have their boundaries violated by strangers on the internet. So and I understand how that feels because narcissists, they don't have um any filter. They don't have any moral compass when it comes to trying to expose the scapegoat or prevent the scapegoat from exposing them. Um, it's really amazing how she feels that somehow her son owes her the effort to be the first to approach her, and after all these years she's ready to open up to him and be open. Now, he states clearly in his TikTok that they tried therapy and Monique didn't want to be open. Most narcissists don't. Most narcissists don't want to be open. They want to uh, maintain control of the narrative, maintain control of, anyone else involved in their uh, narcissistic narrative, their narcissistic behavior. They run a script, they run it over and over and over and repeat and repeat and repeat the same lies to themselves. They eventually believe it. So, in Shalon's response, he went on to tell everybody who had something to say, some type of critique, some type of, input on a situation, um, you know, how he does his manhood is none of their business really. And then a few of the commenters were indicated in saying that how, he shouldn't be coming to the internet with his response. Now, Monique discussed everything online. He's like, what is the internet? Club Shay Shay, that was the internet. You know, wherever other social media outlet they were on when they did this long extended live together with her daddy, that was on the internet. So he chose not to respond to her directly to protect his peace and his mental well being. So he responded on TikTok, on the internet. Okay. So I'm just really glad to see another black man healing, another black man aware, another black man who is doing the work to heal from his childhood trauma, putting in effort to be a hands on, active father in his child's life, to try to keep his family together, whole and happy and thriving, and knowing when to let go of something that no longer brings you peace and happiness. That is the key. When you survive a toxic parent and a narcissistic mother, that means you're winning. So it doesn't matter if he has a lot of money. It doesn't matter if he responded to his mother on the internet. It doesn't matter if people don't approve of how he chooses to address his situation with his mother as a black father. It doesn't matter. As long as he is happy, healthy, and whole, and his daughter has two parents who love her, who are nurturing her and pouring into her everything that they didn't get as a child. That's all that matters. And she appears to be a very beautiful, healthy, happy young lady, just smiling, full of joy, full of life, and that's the key. That's the key. People will always have their critiques. People will always have something to say. But in the end of it all, what matters is, are you happy? Are you pleased? Are you satisfied with ever second guessing yourself for having to let go of someone who does not provide peace and does not have anything to offer other than hurt, other than drama, who drains your energy and makes you feel like you're not worthy of love and respect? So I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted to share a few thoughts on Mr. Sholon and his healing journey, his happiness journey. This is what we need to see more of, people being confident in walking away. As we know, they did the same thing to Melody. How dare you walk away? How dare you leave us here in our own drama, in our own struggles, in our own abusive energy? How dare you? How dare you break free? How dare you go against the grain and not allow me to abuse you anymore? I don't see anything wrong with abusing you. So why should you see anything wrong with me abusing you? This is how toxic people think. They'll never say so. They'll never make it plain and obvious because the key is to manipulate you and keep you in a broken, confused state. And this young man is very clear. He has a lot of clarity to what he says. He's very assured of what he feels for his mother. He states very evidently, I'm proud of her. I'm proud of my mom. She's a powerhouse. She's a bad woman. She's a part of history. And to not educate my daughter on who her grandmother is would be doing a disservice to her granddaughter, you know. So y'all think about it. Start cutting off those toxic people in your life that do nothing but drain you. They have nothing but bad news. They have nothing but chaos and confusion and negativity. They have nothing positive or good to say or share. And a lot of times that is our mama. And because we have a sense of displaced loyalty to these people who birthed us, we don't want to totally cut them off. We have a sense of false hope, thinking that one day maybe she will change. One day she, these grandchildren around, all this love we're trying to surround her with, all this, undeserved adulation, that she's getting. Put on the word mother. And a lot of people who are mothers just truly don't deserve to have the children that they have. No child should ever question if their mother has love for them and values them. No child should grow up that way. So I'm just really happy to see how he um, responded. He kind of put a pin in it, put a period on it, and was like, look, that's what I got from it. So y'all be good. Continue to take care of yourself. And remember, if you're not mentally healthy, being physically and emotionally healthy 360 degrees, you're not healthy. So, with physical health, you have to have a healthy mind and a healthy spirit. And that means addressing anything that is traumatic that has happened to you, addressing those traumas, addressing those things that you just quite can't quite put closure to. And sometimes it's just not worth it. You just have to leave it where it is and say, fuck it, I'm just going to move on. I have to live my life. I have people who depend on me, helpless people who I chose to bring forth in this world. So I know what not to do with my children. I know what not to instill in them, which is avoidance and being unaccountable for how we fumble our children for the sake of self serving purposes. This is amazing. And I thought I'd share this toward the end of this stream because I just think what he said and how he responded was absolutely amazing. And it just put it right in its place where it should be, enough is enough. It's only so much that a person can take of being ignored, right? So let's listen to this from Shalom.
Here we go again, right? Hi, I'm Sholon. I'm gonna jump right into it. I guess the intelligent thing to do when assuming that your son is having a mental episode is to post personal screenshots of text messages that are 3 years old in an attempt to validate a false narrative as if they are some type of receipt. You also invaded the privacy of my daughter's grandparents by posting your receipts. Neither of you should never speak on mental health again if you thought that that idea was a good one. As a person who lives with mental health issues, let me be the first to educate you that there are individuals who have taken their lives, harmed, and also taken the lives of others for doing the very thing that you so proudly did, and your fan base pats you on the back for, which is very telling to how strangers will buy into your toxicity. Picking up the phone to check on your son that you believe is having a mental episode to make sure that he is okay, while also making sure that your granddaughter is safe, is too much to ask, I guess. For those wondering, I have gone to therapy on several different occasions, and that is not something that I will ever be ashamed of. I have even gone to therapy with my mother on several occasions. But for those who know how efficient therapy only works when both people are being open. My mother was still in her 15-year-old mentality phase during that time, so I guess I understand why she did not know how to be open with me during our sessions. When a person becomes accustomed to being a victim and others get used to seeing them as one, they live their lives in a state of internalization, meaning you consistently receive another's approach as an attack, constantly putting you under the illusion that you need to always be on the defense, even in situations where there is no actual attack, just an acknowledgement of things already said by you. One should not feel attacked by an acknowledgement of the words that they stand on. You eventually become a passive aggressor. To address the men that had something to say in regards to men don't do what I'm doing, let me be very clear. How I man is none of your business. I should not have come to the internet. I would just like to ask, what do Club Shay Shay, the articles about my mother and I's relationship, the interviews about our relationship, and Instagram all have in common? Well, if you are competent, the internet. Furthermore, I did not expose my mother, nor did I badmouth my mother. I simply provided context to what was already being said about me.
Toxic mothers do is whenever you tell the truth and contextualize the situation, they can say or slander or bad mouthing, bashing. And it's not bashing. It's just when you hear your when you hear what someone has, when you hear your own words repeated back to you from someone else, you get to see yourself in an objective manner. And it takes it takes that person aback. It's shocking. Did I really say that? Yeah, that's what you said. That's what you did. Then all the defenses come up. Then they get defensive, right? So nobody's bashing here. Okay. He stated clearly, I came here to add context to what happened. I lived through it. I'm not bashing. I'm telling you what happened and how it went down and how I decided to move on. You know, of course, if I rob a bank and I have a whole bag of money, people say, oh, you got a lot of money. Of course, I'm not going to say, well, yeah, I got a lot of money because I robbed a bank. I'm a floss and front like I earned this money, right? To say, oh, how did you get all this money? I robbed a bank. That's not very admirable. That doesn't put me in a good uh shed good light on me, put me in a positive, you know, light to people who have a moral compass.
while also explaining why I don't speak to them directly. The reason those that feel negatively about what I said are just having a hard time differentiating between Nikki Parker and Monique. Please stop with the cornball idea that a celebrity can talk about a family member on the internet for years, but God forbid said family member says any one thing, and you all are outside with tiki torches and pitchforks defending not the actual person, but the idea of a person. These people are in an industry that is efficient at making money off of what is pretend. So,
Yeah, with a narcissist, it's about who you like. We like Monique. Everybody, Monique is likable. To some people, she's funny. To me, she's not really that funny anymore. She's just really ratchet, in my opinion. She's an older, ratchet woman who happens to be married to a very manipulative, dangerous, malignant narcissist.
in essence, you are defending a character. I love my mother, and it took the birth of my daughter to help me begin to understand the value of a mother. I am very proud of my mother, though, and I'm proud of the things that she has accomplished and will go on to accomplish in the future. My mother's bad, man. I watched that woman go from Baltimore to the moon. That drive is also in my daughter's blood.
I love this part. I love how he gave so much praise and to his mom. He bigged her up. He's proud of her, and that's cool. I could be cool. I could love you, be proud of you. I'm not hating. I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. I just choose not to have you in my life because of the damage that has been done at this point in my life. I'm good with it. I'm good with you not being in my life. I'm good with you, not having a relationship with me or your granddaughter. Does it hurt me? Of course. Of course, but I'm good with that. I've made peace with it. And I can move on and continue to raise my daughter, continue to take care of her and my family and myself, and preserve my peace over here, minding my business, drinking my water. Right? What Monique did was a form of narcissistic injury after seeing Shalon's initial response to the Club Shay Shay interview.
Not only is she still my mother, she's also a part of history, and I would be doing my daughter a disservice by not telling her about who my mother is and was. But since those messages that you posted were used as some type of a receipt to validate your false narrative, I figured I would take some time to gather up my receipts to validate my decision to move forward with my life without my mother in it. I do want to thank you all for listening for the now final time that I will ever address this topic, and I will leave you with my receipts.
I'm gonna leave it there. Um, Just a beautiful little girl. Beautiful, beautiful family, beautiful smiles, happy, you know, thriving. Looks like they are doing an amazing job with this young lady and taking good care of each other as well. You know, I'm proud of him. I'm proud to see this. This makes me really happy, and it should give a lot of us black people a lot of hope and strength to keep pushing through that childhood trauma that is debilitating in a lot of ways, you know, very, very debilitating, to try to heal from and have some semblance of a peaceful life. With that, I'm going to leave you uh, with this beautiful little girl. You know, her dad clearly, clearly is taking good care of her, making sure she feels safe, secure, and loved, and very, very important. So, just beautiful. Just absolutely wonderful family here. Looks like she is having fun. You know, she's just totally precious, completely precious. So big up, shout out to Sholon and his family. Shout out to the black man who want more, who want to do better, who want to heal and evolve from the traumas of their childhood. Because it's not just black women who have survived such horrendous traumas, who are just barely scratching the surface of what they have endured from the mother. You know, young black boys go through it too, and it is just wonderful to be bear witness to, uh, the tides turning. You know, the energy is shifting, and we're no longer bleeding on each other. We're trying to fix what's broken so that we could continue to recreate beautiful families, manifest love, manifest abundance, and receive what we deserve. So, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your morning. Continue to be safe out there. Continue to heal. And it's okay to not be okay sometimes. It's just a beautiful little baby. All right. One love. Peace out, fam. I'm out for now.